How's it going, guys? Dave Brown here with the New Populist. Thank you again for joining me. One thing that I'm seeing from MAGA supporters is an understanding of how we need to build power, a better understanding as compared to back in 2016. And what do I mean by that? Well, I think in 2016, we were still of the mindset of all we need to do is go and vote, do our civic duty, pull the lever for Trump, and then things would just take their course. And as we found out, voting for Trump and getting him elected was not enough. They spent 4 years sabotaging his agenda. And not only that, the people who were sabotaging his agenda weren't Democrats or the media. It was his fellow Republicans, people like Paul Ryan, and to some extent, well, to a lot of extent, Mitch McConnell. And so now in 2024, we understand that, okay, we elected Trump, but we have a lot of rot, especially in the Senate, that we're going to have to deal with if we're going to not just get into power, but actually accomplish things and maintain power. So it's good that we have a better understanding now of what we need to do. We are in a marathon, not a sprint, and voting is not enough. Now, with these current cabinet picks, we're pretty paranoid. We're like a dog who's been beaten. We see that hand go up and we start shaking. We're petrified, worried that Trump will pick somebody that will hurt his agenda. And the latest person was Mike Rogers, who was rumored to be in consideration for FBI director. And Mike Rogers is deep state. He is for the intel state. And he would basically be Chris Wray 2.0, a complete disaster. Now, luckily, we found out that that was just a rumor, and Trump has no intention of picking Mike Rogers, thank God. But back to this issue of us sort of being paranoid, we are responding to every rumor and freaking out, and we need to relax a little bit. And even Donald Trump Jr. said this. He sent out a tweet on X saying this: also relax about every rumor you hear online, guys. Don't assume anything you read is true till the release goes out. That said, if it looks like we are missing something glaring like this, definitely point it out. And he's right. Relax a little bit. We do have a reason to be paranoid, but do not respond to every single rumor or you're going to drive yourself crazy. Now, I want to speak specifically about the Gates situation, his withdrawal, because on this theme of dealing with people in your own party who are sabotaging you, we have a gentleman named Mike Lawler, who is a Republican from New York in the House. Here's Mike Lawler. And when it came out that Gates was withdrawing, this is what he put on X. This tweet right here, or this post. And it says, "Justice has been served." And it shows a picture of former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy with the gavel and his eyes blazing. So clearly the message here was that he was very happy, elated that Matt Gaetz was no longer in consideration. And here's the problem. Let's say, Mike Lawler, that you hate Matt Gaetz. You were a fan of Kevin McCarthy, and you hold a grudge that Gaetz was instrumental in getting him removed as House Speaker. Now, if you feel that way, what do? Well, here's what you do. You don't post it on X. You keep it private. At home, you can pop the champagne, you can celebrate, you can call up Kevin and go, ha ha ha, we got Matt. But after this election, where we already know that getting people confirmed is going to be, really difficult, that the media and the Democrats are working so hard to sabotage his nominees, jumping in And joining the parade of people who are kicking Matt Gaetz does not help. And in this X post, if you look at the comments, replies, he pissed off a lot of Trump world, and he might come to regret this post because everyone was saying the same thing. We're going to primary your ass in 2026. Just wait. So again, he might come to regret it. Very, very bad decision. Very poor thinking. Again, if you don't like somebody, but they're on your side, do not express your glee publicly when something bad happens to them. Democrats never do it. Democrats nominate somebody, and every single person in the Senate votes for them. Whereas us Republicans, it's always a fight. There's always some people going, oh, I don't know, dragging the feet, the usual suspects. Again, but you never see that from Democrats. And for Republicans, we have to purge the party of people who are going to backstab, who are going to, not be team players and hurt the MAGA agenda. So Mike Lawler, you might come to regret that tweet. I hope you do. I hope you're primaried and we find somebody else who is a better team player. Now, to the Senate, we got some bad apples. These were the people that were rumored to not be votes for Matt Gaetz: John Curtis, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, Mitch McConnell. No surprises there. I'm surprised that there's not Mitt Romney on this list. I'm guarantee you there's a few others here who were smart enough to not say too much and hope that they wouldn't be put on the spot. So Collins, Murkowski, they got to go. They're up in 2026. They need to be primaried. Mitch McConnell, he's 8,000 years old, and I think he's in his last term as senator. I don't think he's running again. So Kentucky, you have Rand Paul, which is great, but Mitch McConnell, the next guy, please find someone better. At least in Maine, it's a more liberal state, so you sort of have to find a more liberal senator. But Kentucky, for Christ's sake, Mitch McConnell, it just goes to show you that when you're an incumbent and you've been there forever, people just vote for you because you're the name they recognize. So hopefully the next guy from Kentucky is not a deep state rhino who sabotages the MAGA agenda. And, going forward, my concern in 2028 and further is when Trump is gone, are we going to allow the establishment to regain power? Are we going to sink back to that old republicanism, or have we changed the party forever? I think we have changed the party forever. I think the MAGA base is so huge, it makes up such a percentage of the Republican Party that I don't think we're going to go back to the days of, John McCain, for example. I think those days are over. But we're going to have to push very hard, work very hard to make sure that doesn't happen, because many of these Republicans, especially in the Senate, all they're doing is they're looking at the clock. They're counting, just waiting for Trump to go away so they can go back to business as usual. But like I said, I think here in MAGA world, we have a better understanding of what we need to do. We can't just vote for the president. We have to work tirelessly every day to keep pushing the agenda forward. We need to primary people who stink, purge them from the party, and do not let any of these rhinos get comfortable. Do not let them think that they can just go under the radar. They have to be on edge, and they have to know that we are going to hold them accountable. If we do all that, we can build off of this win in 2024 and keep moving the ball forward. If we go back to thinking that, we voted and that's enough, guarantee it, things will go back to business as usual, and this entire movement will have been for naught. So hopefully we keep the momentum. We understand that we're in a marathon, not a sprint, and that we keep pushing forward and purging the party of people who are going to bring us back to the old days, which I do not want to see happen. Well, that's it for now. If you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.